Have you ever seen something gain popularity and you can't help but wonder just why? Why are people so enthralled and excited over something which they should really be, if not pissed off about it, at least recognize it as the overpriced gimmick of what it is? That's pretty much how I feel in regards to these, most anyways, of the plug and play consoles, specifically the NES Classic, the SNES Classic, and even the cheaper, but why bother Genesis plug and play consoles, though I will give credit where credit is due. At least the Genesis plug and play consoles allow you to play carts. So there's a bit of a more value for your buck to that, except for the supposed quality of them. But again, it's only 40 or so Genesis games, and the rest are crap. Whereas a NES Classic at least has a decent library of, I think, 40 games, which is great. Except that most of the games I want are already half of the 3DS eShop digitally, so I really have no reason to buy the NES Classic for its overpriced cost. And the SNES Classic has only 21 games. I think I should have more. I don't know if it's a matter of space on the card or whatever, but I feel it should have at least 40 games. And also, I feel as though it will just completely not be in a console form. I understand the gimmick of Nintendo launching the NES Classic and the SNES Classic and having it in a console form. I understand the gimmick. Well, apparently no one else seems to realize that that's all it is. An overpriced gimmick because, for one, I've read that the SNES Classic is going for $80 retail. That's retail. It's being charged much more by scalpers. Up here, I think the cheapest I've seen the SNES Classic, which is the one I'm most interested in, but I will not be getting it, and I'll explain later why. I think the cheapest I've seen the SNES Classic on Kijiji is $160. On Kijiji, it's going, not on Kijiji, on Amazon, it's going for significantly more than $160. And even at $80 to $100, I feel it just a complete ripoff. And here's why. You're not so much paying for the games, which is what you want to be paying for, but you're paying for the gimmick, which is a cheap plastic box, which looks like the console of old, and I guess the controllers. Well, how much are you willing to pay for that much of a nostalgia memory gimmick? Because, frankly, what I think Nintendo should do, now that they've already ripped people off with these gimmicks, so I doubt Nintendo will have the, if not the common sense, at least the common courtesy to do this, is do what Sega did. Release a compilation cart. Release a Yeah, because for the reason that I specifically believe the cheaper and overall better bang for your buck Sega plug-and-play consoles is a ripoff is because it's games like this. This cost me less than $20. And it has 40 Sega games. Good. Overall good Sega games. A lot of them found on the majority of the plug-and-play consoles, and most of the ones that aren't on the plug-and-play consoles, like the Streets of Rage series, is on here. And it has a couple arcade games and Mega Drive games, which you have to unlock, but they're still available. $20. That's it. Why aren't people livid that Nintendo isn't showing them the same courtesy? Why are they so excited for having what is essentially a $20 to $40 compilation cartridge, I guess, because it's a Switch, it won't be a disc, it'll be a cartridge. And why are they not livid that instead of having an affordable compilation cartridge with all of the exact same games, with all of the exact same features like save states and the like, why aren't they livid that they aren't getting that? And instead they're praising the overpriced, pretty much sold out immediately, scalpers selling them for 2 to 3 times the amount consoles. Because that's pretty much my feelings towards the NES Classic, towards the SNES Classic, and towards pretty much every other potential classic console that Nintendo releases, whether it be the N64, whether it be the Game Boy, whether it be a Game Boy compilation of Game Boy Color, Game Boy, the original Game Boy, and even Game Boy Fusion, not Game Boy Fusion, Game Boy Advanced. I'd be more interested in the Game Boy because that's what I grew up with, but there's no way in hell I'm paying for a console, which will be a cheaper compilation cartridge. Also, Nintendo, you're kind of being dumb about this, because think about it. How much money are you making off these classic consoles? Because I'm imagining they're extremely cheap to manufacture in regards to just production costs, and it's plastic. It's a card. It's a couple of wires. Well, what do you fucking do? That's pretty damn cheap in the grand scheme of things, and most of their cost is probably towards things like licensing and maybe the software or programming. I don't know. But I guarantee you Nintendo's making a little bit of money off these consoles, but considering they're, for one, getting sold out pretty much immediately, they're not making enough for the demand. I'm willing to bet the scalpers per unit sold are making more money than Nintendo is on per unit sold. Where a compilation cartridge is even cheaper in regards to cost. You're not paying for an entire card, software card. You're not paying for the plastic. And you're not paying for the extra remotes. You're just paying for a cartridge. A small, tiny cartridge which you're willing to pay for big games like Splatoon and Zelda, Skyrim, you know. You're already paying for them, so by all means, release a compilation cartridge. If you want to be very courteous, release all the games on the compilation cartridge. All the games on the NES Classic. All the games on the SNES Classic. Game Boy games, Game Boy Color games, Game Boy Fusion games. If you don't want to do that, at least release NES Classic Super Nintendo on one cartridge and then the handheld on another cartridge. But do that! It's cheaper. You probably make more money per unit sold. Yeah, it doesn't have the gimmick factor to it that the NES and SNES Classic have. But here's the thing. You need a Switch to play them. Now, yeah, the games, as far as I'm aware, are available off the Switch on the eShop digitally, which is probably why they're refusing to release a compilation cartridge. You get more money just buying them digitally than you do on a card. But be courteous, Nintendo. You probably save money buying the console instead of each individual game on the eShop. I think so. I don't know. So release it on a cart. On a cartridge, a compilation cartridge. Do that. I am hesitant to buy a Nintendo Switch because I don't know how much decent third-party software support it's going to get. I know it's getting Doom. That's a good sign. I know it's getting Skyrim. That's a good sign. But that's Bethesda only. And they're older games. I want more mature games for the Switch, which is what I've heard is being told. But I'm hesitant. Pretty much. If Nintendo can develop itself as an actual main household console and not a secondary console like the Wii was, like the Wii U was, if it can establish itself like a main console, I'll gladly get one. If it includes major games that all the other PS4 and Xbox One consoles have, if it can do that and prove to me it can do that, I'll get one later down the line. Not brand new. And it drops in price and it establishes itself as a major console to be contended with. Saying this, I'm curious about Breath of the Wild, though certainly not enough to pick up a Switch for it. Curious about a few of the digital JRPGs, like Octo Travel is a code word for it. I want that, but I just don't want to pick up a Switch for it. The compilation discs, the compilation cartridges. If Nintendo were to ever release a compilation cart of Nintendo, of Super Nintendo, of Game Boy Color, of Game Boy Advance, if they ever released a cart of those, and it had a decent selection of games. That, to me, is worth buying a Switch over. It really is. It really is. It's honestly more. I'd honestly just rather buy the more expensive Switch for the cheaper cartridge and have access to all the digital games and all the main games and just buy the classic console, which I have to hook up. It's another power source. It's another HDMI cable I have to hook up. It's pretty much another pain in the ass to play games that I'd rather just play directly off the Switch with a compilation cartridge or the digital games. Nintendo, you fucking twats, release these games on a compilation cartridge. Don't release them on a bloody, overpriced, gimmicky console format just because it looks cool. It's a ripoff. I know it. You probably know it. Chances are the people who aren't buying these things. No, it's never occurred to them. Release on a compilation, because has Nintendo ever released a compilation cart? Ever? I know Sega has, obviously, but has Nintendo ever have? Have they ever felt the need to? Considering the eShop and the digital age, have they ever felt the need to release a compilation cartridge, considering they can just sell them digitally for their consoles? Maybe Nintendo's just never occurred to release these games on a compilation cart, but damn it, it'd be the smarter thing to do, because that would be a console seller. That would be a Switch seller. Would sell your main focus console and not these just pieces of plastic with a software card inside. Nintendo. Cartridge. Compilation cartridge. Stop making these damn consoles. Do that. And I'd buy a Switch. If you did it correctly, anyways. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm done ranting. Take care and bye.